John Chagru, the other co-founder, I think we really thought of ourselves as the audience. We live in Dallas, and we actually had lunch one day and said it would be fun to go to a contemporary post-war art fair in Dallas. And we started with galleries that were working with museums and collectors here, and it's just kind of grown. I mean, I think it's a very diverse collecting audience. If you look at something like the Dallas Museum, which is our next door neighbor, an encyclopedic museum, and Dallas Contemporary and the National Sculpture Center. So I think it's a really kind of rich, diverse collecting audience at this point. Each year we've increased the number of exhibitors. More people wanted to come, and we've had more available space. One of the things that we have that I think is very nice is we don't have an application. We invite exhibitors, and we encourage people who have come in previous years to recommend people who they think would do well. All the galleries are supportive of each other's programs, and so it tends to work organically. I think the booths really complement each other. Obviously, they're very well-known philanthropic gifts to the institutions here and those families, but there's a younger group of collectors too who have a very good example in terms of collecting and being very civic-minded. And I think Dallas people really get out there. I always feel like I found a very obscure gallery somewhere, and it's like, oh, two people from Dallas are just here. The history of great collectors and philanthropy is part of Dallas. I think one of the things, working closely with some of the institutions here like Dallas Contemporary, I noticed the sort of the idea of how they're cultivating people and bringing them along is probably analogous to what we're doing with the fair. People who are younger and interested in contemporary art, and so it's kind of a year-round process. When we started, we had to come up with a lot of ideas for programming, and at this point I feel more like we're in a really fortunate position to host programming. This year the schedule is really interesting. At Dallas Contemporary there's an opening of Richard Phillips and Julian Schnabel. We have the American Federation of the Arts in town, also organizing panel discussions with Max Anderson at the Dallas Museum. We have, people like the Dallas Biennial deciding to, overlap with Arts Week, Dallas Art Fair being part of Arts Week. So it's really just having the luxury of being able to coordinate a calendar that has a lot going on. Ideally, we'd love to have our exhibitors in town working on, projects throughout the year, and the art fair being one of those things.